We are at one of the most incredible military graveyards in the world. This is a dumping ground of Soviet tanks and armored vehicles in the outskirts of Kabul. This place is a sort of a monument to the war fought by the Soviet Union in Afghanistan. Now this area is being used by the Afghan army as a military training ground. You can see here Soviet armored personnel carriers, but there are also infantry combat vehicles and tanks T-55s and T-62s. The Soviet intervention in Afghanistan became the last proxy war of the Cold War. It is ironic that today NATO and US troops are fighting against Taliban and other insurgents who were supported by the West in their fight against the Soviet Union. Such graveyards of Soviet military hardware can be found across Afghanistan. It was too costly and logistically challenging to bring all this equipment back, so they were simply abandoned. The government of the US and other NATO member states are trying not to leave such a legacy here when they withdraw their forces by the end of the next year. They are planning to ship most of their hardware through Pakistan and Central Asian states, leaving some of the equipment for Afghan national security forces. But the withdrawal of the US and NATO troops will unlikely put an end to the conflict in Afghanistan. So the Western military gifts for the Afghan army may also end up in such graveyards like this in the future.